What's up, comic book fans? And welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ, what they call me. And today, we got more from the Ultimate Universe with the first issue of Ultimate Black Panther. And I'm going to tell you guys now that this issue ends with a bang. Now, back in the Ultimate Invasion series by Jonathan Hickman, we saw the seeds planted for this new Ultimate Universe. And in it, the maker, he went back in time and changed the history of the heroes as we know them. And in doing so, he put together a council of sorts with leaders from a multitude of nations. And it was on this council where we were first introduced to the new Moon Knight. But this version of Moon Knight isn't quite the same that we've grown accustomed to. Instead of having one guy with multiple personalities whose power came from the god known as Khonshu, we were instead introduced to two separate guys named Ra and Khonshu, making up the new villainous Moon Knight. But these guys feel like they're one person, which is a pretty cool concept. So, long story short, the original Moon Knight was one guy with multiple personalities, and the new Moon Knight is two guys that seem to make up one personality. But these guys' mission is basically to expand their control over the continent of Africa. So if you guys are ready to see what these new villains are capable of, as well as meet the new Black Panther and this new Wakanda, you know what time it is. Let's get it. So we start this issue off with Ra and Khonshu taking over a village in West Africa. Then we see a couple of Wakandan spies, and they're watching Ra and Khonshu wreak havoc and take over this territory. And one of the spies wants to jump in and protect these people, but he's held back by his brother, and he's reminded that their job is to report back to the king. Then we meet T'Challa, the Black Panther and king of Wakanda, as he's quickly awakened from a nightmare. And it's here where we get our first major change, as we're then met by T'Challa's wife, Okoye, which is a huge difference to what we're familiar with, as she's now the former general of the Dora Milaje and its high mentor. Then T'Challa travels to the Citadel of Knowledge and meets with his father T'Chaka, the former king of Wakanda. And T'Chaka, he asks him if he's still being plagued with dreams, to which T'Challa responds that they are only dreams. But T'Chaka, he tells him that they are the brutal dreams of a king. Perhaps the gods speak to you. He lets him know that he should speak with the divine mother of the Vodu Khan. But T'Challa tells him that he doesn't trust them or their ways. And as T'Chaka rebuts that you shouldn't, but you need to recognize their power, T'Challa tells him that their power lies in superstition, in fear. Wakanda should be free of the Vodu Khan. But T'Chaka, he warns him to hide his intentions. Share your dreams. Show them you will listen. Keep them close while you decide their fate. One should only know they are an enemy to the king after they have been destroyed. So T'Challa, he travels to the temple of the Vodu Khan, and he meets with Matron Imala, the sacred mother of the Vodu Khan. And they discuss T'Challa's dreams, to which she asks him what these dreams teach him. And T'Challa tells her that I learn from books, not dreams. She then tells him that he underestimates dreams. Then she offers T'Challa her counsel and says to him that in meditation, we have sensed a violent becoming. Enemies in our midst, enemies outside of the walls. Trust no one, my king. Your dreams warn you. The gods are on your side, but gods can be fickle. But T'Challa, he's a skeptic, and he tells her that he won't be paralyzed by paranoia. I will not rule in fear of my own people. But the mother, she agrees with that sentiment, and she tells him not to choose fear, but choose awareness. Then she lets him know that they will be his eyes and ears, and in this, T'Challa offers his gratitude. Then T'Challa goes back to the royal palace, and in the royal court, he meets with those two spies from the beginning of the story as they tell him what they've witnessed. Then they tell him that they can marshal a small group of warriors, including the Dora Milaje, and seek out these marauders. But T'Challa, he stops them, saying that he takes information from spies, but not strategy. And then he dismisses them. But his reluctance to act right away angers Shuri, his sister, who says to T'Challa that people are dying and you won't do nothing? But T'Challa, he tells her that he never said that they'd do nothing. He only said that they would not enter a war. Then Shuri tells them that their father would act. But T'Challa quickly reminds her that their father is not the king, and he didn't say he wouldn't act. We need information, reconnaissance. We need to know what they want and why. Once we know that, then we can consider war. But Shuri, she's stubborn, and she lets T'Challa know that more people will suffer. But Okoye, she jumps in and sides with the king, saying that his response is wise. Careful steps, certainty. We are unknown to the outside world. That is a surprise, an advantage that we can only have once. Then we see Shuri after the meeting as she confides in Abeni, the captain of arms of the Dora Milaje. Shuri feels like they could be doing more. She wants the enemies of the innocent to fear them, to which Abeni lets her know that if they trespass there, they will. But she senses the conflict in Shuri, so she tells her to use it to fuel her mind and build us something beautiful. Then we transition back to West Africa, and the forces of Ra and Counsel are about to take over another village, as they all train their guns on this little boy. But the boy is then saved by this guy that shows up wearing a mask and wielding a hatchet, who cuts down all these men and then tells the boy to run because more are coming. Then we see this guy met with an aircraft over his head, and as they are about to retaliate and shoot him down, this guy then says, "My love, bless them." Then we see the sky open up and lightning begins to strike down this aircraft, while this warrior, he takes on the rest of the soldiers that are on foot. Then this is where things really get dope, guys. As he tells the people of the village, "Your gods and hidden kingdoms will not protect you, but Killmonger and the Wind Rider will." And yo, this right here is another big difference in this universe. Killmonger is here to save these people. And I could be wrong, but it kind of seems like that was Storm who helped him. And if Killmonger and Storm are together in this universe, then man, y'all, that's something I never knew I needed in my life, but now I want more. But then we go back to Wakanda, and it's the annual celebration of life. And T'Challa is giving a speech to his kingdom while he's elevated on a floating platform with only he, his father, and another hooded person. And in T'Challa's speech, he's praising his people, telling them that this is our kingdom, built from the efforts of each and every one of you. It is my honor to serve you as your king. You are my strength. You are my family. You are my faith. You are my legacy. But then his speech is interrupted when this hooded woman removes her cloak, revealing that she's wearing a bomb vest, and she screams, "For Counsel! For Ra!" And then just before she goes full kamikaze, T'Chaka pushes his son off the platform, saving the king as the platform then explodes. Then as T'Challa falls from the sky, we get a dope visual of his Black Panther suit activating, giving us a pretty nice superhero landing as the people all scatter in fear. And as the body of T'Chaka lay burning on the ground, T'Challa says to his army, "Call the queen and my sister and the Vodu Khan. Our enemy calls themselves Moon Knight. Wakanda is at war." And that, my friends, is the end of the issue. So what did you guys think about this new introduction to the Black Panther? And what do you guys think about the new Moon Knight being two brutal warlords? Also, do you guys agree with me? Do you think that was Storm with Killmonger or somebody else? I'm anxious to see how you guys reacted to that. And I can't wait to see how these guys continue to mesh with this story. And one question that I have is that I wonder if this new Moon Knight has any powers. But if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, then you could be a huge help to the future of the channel by donating with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do that, then you can also help the channel out by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. And also, guys, I'm thinking about starting a membership for this channel where I can go live for the members only, and we can do a weekly review of these issues and have community discussions on all things comics, like past comics that you like videos for, and upcoming issues and channel plans. Plus, you can have your names shouted out in each of these videos. So you guys let me know in the comments if that's something that you'd be interested in. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.